Now, there was an incident at WCW Bash at the Beach in the year 2000. A lot of people don't understand what happened that night. This video is going to be short and sweet. Basically, it's like this. During Bash at the Beach, there was going to be a match between Jeff Jarrett and Hulk Hogan for the WCW World Title. But the idea was, the first idea was Jeff Jarrett was going to beat Hulk Hogan and retain his title that night. But Hulk Hogan, the politician with a huge ego, didn't want Jeff Jarrett to beat him. So Hulk Hogan basically changed the story around. He wanted to win the title because that's how big his ego was. His ego was so big that he didn't want the writers to do things their way. He wanted things done his way. And so Vince Russo and Jeff Jarrett planned that night what they were going to do. Basically, it's like this. Um, when Jeff Jarrett was going out to the ring before the match started, Jeff Jarrett's music played, and he stayed in the back for a little bit because Vince Russo talked to Jeff Jarrett, and basically Jeff Jarrett went back out with his title and everything. Vince Russo was out there with him. Then Hulk Hogan comes out. Hulk Hogan came out, and fans cheered for him. They all liked Hulk Hogan at the time, but he didn't want Jeff Jarrett to beat him basically. So Jeff Jarrett left and walked up the ramp and stirred and looked at Hogan for a second. Hulk Hogan was saying, "You get your ass down here, so I'm going to slam your ass hard on the ring," or something like that. And Jeff Jarrett went back to the ring. Jeff Jarrett, once the bell rang, Jeff Jarrett laid down. Basically, they were saying, Hulk Hogan, you can have the title, whatever. Your ego's big, you're a big politician, whatever. And then Hulk Hogan, in the microphone, said, "Is that right, Russo? Is that why this company's in the shape that it's in because of bullshit like this?" This basically sealed the fate of WCW. Hulk Hogan put his foot on Jeff Jarrett, took his belt, and went home. Then Vince Russo came out and was talking about how big of a politician Hulk Hogan was, how he wanted things done his way. And he says, "It's time we have a new. I want to give the title shot to someone who deserved it. He's worked his ass off for 15 years or 16 years in the business, and Booker T got that title shot that night and won the WCW title." Now, the good things about this was Booker T, he would have probably never won the world title if Jeff Jarrett never laid down for Hulk Hogan and told Hulk Hogan, or he just laid down and Hulk Hogan put his foot on him and pinned him. The next night, Hulk Hogan didn't show up on Nitro. And anyways, basically, my point is, Hulk Hogan's ego was huge. He's a big politician in wrestling. He wants things done his way. Vince Russo was basically saying no one's above the locker room, and they grabbed a different WCW World Title and handed it to Jeff Jarrett, and they had a match that night, and Booker T finally won the World Title. And the bad thing about it was a pay-per-view main event that had a lot of controversy. I mean, they ended the match with Jeff Jarrett laying down. People are talking about how Jeff Jarrett is a terrible champion. He handled the situation pretty professionally, in my opinion. He laid down for Hulk Hogan because he felt Hulk Hogan's ego was too huge. At that point, Booker T finally became the world champion. Booker T said in an interview a while ago, if it wasn't for Jeff Jarrett, you probably would have never become champion. So that night, what they did was they gave the title to someone who actually deserved it, Booker T. And that's basically what happened. Bottom line is, Hulk Hogan's a politician in wrestling, wanting things done his way, and that night, they proved to everyone that no one's above the locker room. So, Jeff Jarrett handled that situation pretty professionally. Hulk Hogan's ego is just too huge. And once things done his way, they just said, "Hey, you want the belt? You can have it." Jeff Jarrett laid down. "Here, the belt's yours. Yours, Hogan. Take it." And that's it. Yep, that's basically the controversy that night. That clears that all up. Hulk Hogan, he kind of deserved that. And that's all I want to say. Thank you very much. Bye.